Welcome, everybody. John Zager. Hope everybody is having a good morning. And that you had a good day yesterday. Gosh darn, here in Colorado, we ended up last evening. Actually, we were at a high of 66 yesterday. It was pretty nice. And then late in the day, we had a lot of winds come through and rains. And gosh, I think there was even a blizzard out northeast of where I'm at, over in Colorado. So the weather was a little variable yesterday. So I'm excited about today. Gosh darn, I'm excited about today. Today's podcast is about boneheads. Yeah, you heard me say that right, boneheads. It's a technical term that's used in neuroscience. Well, probably not. But for our purposes this morning, we're going to apply it to our neuroscience topic this morning. Boneheads. There's a lot of boneheads out there. But what I want to talk about this morning is, did you cause that? That's the topic, or that's the theme of this morning. Did you cause that? Now, follow me on this. For the past several weeks, months, years, if you've been following me, I talk about how our beliefs and perceptions create our reality, including disease, right? I mean, I've kind of been down that road a lot with conversation. I hope you guys can hear this okay. Sometimes the mic gets caught behind my sweater and then it doesn't come out as well. I'll try to hold it out here a little bit better. But so that's what I talk about, and I talk about it and I try to present it and try to give you the science behind how it works, so that you might want to reevaluate some of your belief systems and perceptions. And along with that goes your personality, the way you think, act, and feel. So there's a lot of people that don't pay attention to this stuff. That's why we call them boneheads. They're just boneheads. It's like if somebody gave you $100 bill or something, and the guy said, well, what do I want with that? You know, it's like a bonehead deal. I'm giving you information that can alter your life. Well, let me figure out a better way to say this to boneheads out there. I'm giving you information that might make your life easier. I'm giving you information that might prevent a disease. I'm giving you information where you may not get sick. All right. So last night I got dumped on. I don't know if you understand that. It's where you get a brain dump. It's just that the universe starts dumping information into your head on connecting the dots on why things happen and that sort of thing. So anyway, I put out a bunch of, what do you call them, posts across social media. I do that every day. One of the things I do, it's called Navigator's Handbook. That's the heading that I use for it. And then I put whatever little blurb in there that I'm wanting to share with people. And last night I did several. I'm going to go through one or two of them today, but please go back and read the Navigator's Handbooks. I don't know if you're in LinkedIn right now, or Facebook, or Twitter, or maybe you're on YouTube, for all I know. But here's one example, you boneheads out there. I'm having fun with that, so don't take it personal now. Good golly. How come, and this isn't you, just follow along with the thought. How come you get the flu every winter, flu season, and you look around and other people don't? How come you get the flu and you get sick and you lose days of work and you feel terrible and you're run down and oh gosh, it's terrible, terrible, terrible. I think people actually even die from the flu. I'm not sure, but I think they do. Well, here we go again, boneheads. It has something to do with beliefs and perceptions. It has something to do with your personality, the way you think, act, and feel, right? Why does that happen to you? Why does that happen to you? Do you think it has anything to do with your beliefs and perceptions, first of all? Somewhere along the line, did you receive some belief systems information when you were a child that indicated people get the flu and they get the flu in the wintertime, and you know, we get the flu quite a bit, and I just got over the flu, and you know, is there something in there? Now, it doesn't have to be on a conscious side. Maybe that's where I'm not explaining myself correctly. Belief systems can be on the subconscious, of course they are, but they don't have to be something you're consciously thinking about, right? So your belief system about you get the flu because your family has always gotten the flu doesn't have to be just sitting out there on the conscious side of your brain. That's only 5% of your day. We know that the belief system is in the subconscious, which is actually it's 92% of your brain, your subconscious system. And you have to get in there and change some of those belief systems. So here's another one. This one I'm going to stretch a little bit, and you'll need to stretch a little in your thinking with this. But it's absolutely accurate, true, and science. Think about little kids when they're growing up, and maybe, I don't know, maybe boys, maybe girls. I'm not sure. I don't get into that kind of stuff. But little kid like to climb up trees, right? And sometimes, maybe even you, for all I know. I don't know. And you fall out of a tree and you break your arm. Okay. All right, I don't have to stretch very far to think about that. That's possible. Thinking back on your childhood, maybe you recall other kids that you played with or knew or heard stories about, and they climbed up trees and they fell out of trees and they did not break their arm. How come you broke your arm, but other people don't? Other people have not broken their arm. Do you think it has anything to do with how you think, act, and feel, your belief systems, your perceptions? Yeah? No? Possibly. All right, here's an adult one. This is absolutely true. Absolutely true. Why do you think, better yet, go in a parking lot. Where am I sitting this morning, you know? I'm poor and homeless anyway, so I'm in a Walmart parking lot for a little bit. And why is this guy? And you look around at all the cars and stuff. And there's a lot of beautiful, beautiful cars and trucks in here. It's very early. It's still dark out. But new, old, middle-aged, and they don't have any dings or bumps or dents on them. And yet if I look around enough, and this is true in most any parking lot you go to, how come there's some cars with dings and dents and scrapes and all that kind of stuff going on? I don't quite understand that, huh? How come, and I'm talking to those boneheads out there that have dents on their cars. How come you have a dent on your car? How come you have a bashed in front left quarter panel? How come you get in wrecks? How does that mean you're just a bad driver? No. You can drive as well as anyone. Do you think it has anything to do with how you think, act, and feel, and your belief systems and perceptions? So here's John stretching things this morning. He normally talks about, how we acquire diseases, right? And I have gone through that one in detail so many times. I'm not sure I care to go through that one again. So now here I am trying to tell you these examples, like why you get in a car accident, why you fall out of a tree, break an arm, why you get the flu, why you get fired. There's all kinds of things we could do with this. And again, I try to keep my podcast down to a minute or two, as you know, so ha-ha. So I'm not going to go through any more of them. You get the idea. Did you cause that to happen? I think that's what I put as the title of this little podcast. Did you cause that? Absolutely you caused it. Absolutely you caused it. And here's the thing. You cause it through, go back to childhood, go back to the way you were raised, go back to the people that were modeling behavior to you, go back to the way that you saw adults handle situations, their personalities, how they think, act, and feel, what they liked, what they disliked, their hatred towards certain things, their liking other things a lot, their disposition, their moods. Think about how people came off to you when you were a child. You're driving around with your uncle in a car, and you're just a little guy or a little gal, and your aunt or your uncle, it could be, I don't care, runs into a tight situation at work. Driving around, and makes a comment that's derogatory and malicious and aggressive and not very loving, and I don't know, does that have an impact on you at all? Does that have something to do with why you are the way you are today? The dominant thought that comes out in your adult life is your subconscious. Let's just say for your subconscious is going to win out 100% of the time. When you're in a tough situation and you're having to pull from either stuff in your conscious side, 5%, that you barely ever use, thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, blah, 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 or actually the 92% of your subconscious, which is 100 times stronger than your conscious side. You're going to go back and pull out that attitude towards driving that you picked up on from your aunt and uncle that particular day you were driving down the road with them. See, everything has to come from somewhere. Everything has to come from somewhere, and we can trace it all back. And it's not, good gosh, do I have to say this again? It's not genetics. You know, genetically you are not the way you are because it ran in your family, that you were aggressive with your driving. It's a belief system. If you're somewhat of a rambunctious, aggressive, little personality type of kid, and you get hurt easily and offended easily, and you feel somewhat bitter towards, I don't know, maybe adults or whatever. When you're roaming around up in that tree, you're not necessarily having fun in that tree. You're probably taking out some of your aggression in your climbing. Well, you become a lot more accident prone, and you're probably more likely to fall, and because of your personality, you're probably going to break a leg or an arm or a finger or who knows what. Think about the person, think about the little kid who's pleasant and happy and smiling and just, you know, so lucky to be in the family that he or she is, and going to school and getting an education and having fun messing around and climbing a tree and that kind of thing. I don't know. Doesn't seem like they're real prone to falling out of trees and breaking things. Doesn't seem like as an adult they would want to grow up and end up in traffic accidents. Maybe the way they think, their thought process is different. Maybe their belief system is different. Maybe their perceptions of life is different. So anyway, well over my minute or two as usual. So here's the bottom line. I'm just going to bottom line it to you boneheads out there. You cause what happens in your life. Do you cause things to happen in your life? Absolutely. And sometimes not for the good, not for the better. And it's based on your personality and belief system. So, there you go. Hope everybody has a good day today. God bless you all. Take care of one another, and talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.